Welcome back to the Home and Life Design Summit, where we are empowering families through harmonious spaces and open communication. I am your host, Fallon Jordan, and I'm so excited to have Mina Jagpal Pair, and I'm so sorry if I did not pronounce that correctly, of Momentum Feng Shui with us today. Thank you so much for being here, Mina.
That's great, Fallon. Thank you. It's Jack Ball Paré, but it's all good.
It's
And
a beautiful
yes,
name.
I am blessed to be here. Thank you.
Yes, and I love your wall. We are talking
Yes,
about the offline, like I've never seen anything like that, and it's just absolutely gorgeous and
thank
just
you.
like
It's very
highlights your
unique to
essence.
me. Yes, it's very unique to me. It is my five elements in Feng Shui. And when I sit at my desk, which is about 2 to 4 times a week, I do all the work from here, take the calls, assist my clients in their manifesting journey, and do my Feng Shui work when I'm at my desk. So it's good for me to be supported. And that's my Feng Shui wall, the five elements.
I
There's
love
the
it.
red, which is the fire. Then we have the metal, and then it's the water, and then right at the top is the wood energy, which is green. So I'm supported by all the elements, and that was the plan when I had it customized.
That is so cool. Do people ask you to do that for them?
No, not necessarily, but I
Yeah,
ground my
they will
clients
now.
based on where they're at, and we use many modalities, and grounding, this is one of them.
I love it. And speaking of grounding, I want to go over your amazing bio with everybody. Mina is a certified Feng Shui consultant, energy clearing guide, and manifesting coach. She works with people who want to unlock their greatest potential, dramatically uplevel their lives, and manifest their greatest dreams. Through her unique mix of ancient Feng Shui wisdom, energetic cleansing, and deep spiritual guidance and support, her clients' lives blossom and transform in the most magnificent ways imaginable. Born into an Indian family and living much of her younger life in India with her grandparents, as well as in the Philippines, she is blessed to learn all about the rich cultural and spiritual traditions, applying their immense and complex wisdom to her everyday life and into every client consultation. And she helps with relationships, health, wealth, and career through her spiritual guidance and support coaching, which I'm just so excited that you're here because this is exactly what we're talking about. And she works with people in person in Vancouver, where she lives, and then also works virtually, which is absolutely wonderful. My healer, one of the healers I work with, is like 2,000 miles away. And I mean, just the shifts that she's able to perform are just so amazing. And most of the healers here do virtual, which is just really magical that you can spread all of your Mina love and wisdom just as far as you need to.
Yes, it's such a blessing. It really is. And thank you for sharing my bio. I myself am getting goosebumps listening to my
Like,
own story.
I
So that's a
am
great
so
sign.
awesome. Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, virtually, I mean, a lot of these systems are set up now, since what we went through like 2.5 years ago.
Right.
But that alone is a blessing. We're able to serve wherever we're meant to. My last consultation that was virtual was a week ago in Dubai, and the one before that was the second time they bought the house now in 2 years, which was in New York. So, and here
Wow.
I am on the West Coast, and it's just such a blessing to have these tools now, and they're perfected to serve.
I love that. And I keep here like since we started talking, I like feel like there's some conversation around cycles. Do you see cycles of clients like you tend to draw like a bunch of people at the same time that want to work on like their manifesting their dream job or like healing from a certain illness? Like, do you see that in your practice?
No, I don't actually. For
You're,
me, it is they're coming from three main areas.
okay.
One is Feng Shui. I'm trained in classical Feng Shui. This is where it originated over 5,000 years ago. And my training comes from International School of Feng Shui in Ireland, but I took the training in San Diego. And then I did my practicum in Virginia Beach. And then just before the world shut down, I was one of the privileged out of the 37 to go to China for a month and spend a month there in 5 different islands and really see how do they eat feng shui, breathe feng shui, live feng shui, all the way from temples and huts to 300 floor business towers in Shanghai. And it was, again, goosebumps time. It was just such a blessing to be able to experience it. And since I've been back from that the last few years, my business has gone places because I do it with my heart and I have the training from where it originated and made it my own to be able to place those remedies in the Western world. The second part is energy clearing. Energy clearing, 1/3, roughly speaking, of my clients come for that. I had a 20-minute discovery call just this morning. They come off from social media, Google, word of mouth, whenever they're meant to receive, and I schedule those calls for them. That's exactly what it was. Somebody moved into a brand new condominium. It was pre-owned and everything was going great before in their relationship with the family, and all of a sudden it's been 11 months and things are not flowing. It's stuck energy from before. Whoever lived there before, maybe their own sadness, maybe not wanting to move from the other place, combination of things. Each
Right.
situation is unique. And then the third one is manifesting. Manifesting, I'm doing my Feng Shui Vision Board in-person course on September 25th. I've done them virtually 3 times in beginning of the Feng Shui year in February, and I'll do them again in February virtually, or I may be called to
Oh,
sooner. And we reset every 6 months. We call it 6 months to success. And that one is all about manifesting, using crystals, moon energy, affirmations, energy clearing. It's a whole 4-hour program, which is just powerful. So to answer your question, those are the 3 modalities where I get my clients to see results. But for me, they're pretty much equal in wherever the clients are meant to receive.
I love that. And yeah, when we're talking about homes, I know some people, doing the clearing and the blessing at the beginning, but then like sometimes you need a lot of touch-ups. I know for me, my apartment was brand new, as the first person to live here, and great energy, everything's flowing really well. And then all of a sudden I just felt really stuck. And then one of the people I work with is like, yeah, like someone is there that's not supposed to be there because they're lost and they can't find the light to go to where they need to in the spirit world. And so it's like you constantly have to go through this clearing and resetting always, no matter where you're living, no matter, I mean, even like my car, like I do stuff for that too. Just anything where you are inside and susceptible to like other people and other entities' energy. So it's really wonderful that you serve in all those different areas. And I know I would love to hear more about manifesting wealth and your ideal job through some of the techniques that you use with Feng Shui and including the crystals.
Well, that's one of the 8 areas that we focus on the Feng Shui vision board for manifesting is where is that sector on the Feng Shui vision board. It's not just, let's manifest, let's create a vision board, let's cut up some pictures, which is great. The vision boards are great. I mean, for starters, I'll say that because we've been hearing about them for years. People have manifested and it has delivered. That's a vision board for you. But if you want to, fast forward its energy and its properties, then there is the Feng Shui vision board. There is 8 areas on a Feng Shui vision board, the 9th being the center, which is the area of health. So that's where we manifest good health and health of relationships. But there is an area all on its own, which is the north, which is allocated to career. Then there is the area of southeast, which is wealth, bringing wealth in through the career. Then there is an area which is northeast, which is the area for meditation, self-awareness. When we're more grounded, we free up the clutter and there's more space for knowledge and wisdom to come in. And that is your manifesting area along with the center. So we focus on not just cut up pictures and place them there,
Right.
but where to place them, what is the intention, how do we clear the energy in ourselves and around the vision board, when to place it, when is the moon energy powerful for new beginnings. There's a whole ritual, but there is so much power in manifesting, and that includes one of the areas, which is manifesting for your career and wealth.
I love that. That is so beautiful. Yeah, and when you start thinking of your space in terms of feng shui, I feel like it changes like the relationship also with your body, right? I mean, in Jungian psychology, it's all about, your house is your body and your dreams, like symbolism. And I feel like there's just so many opportunities to heal, especially the subconscious, which like as a brain nerd, like I love talking about because that, people say we only use 10% of our brains, and it's because so much of what we do runs through the subconscious. And there's so many beautiful things that we can do to boost the subconscious using things like feng shui and just optimizing energy and then just your visual input, especially like when you came on and had that background, I was just like instantly like, wow, like this is amazing. Like I feel centered, like I feel good, just like seeing you in that
Again, like,
environment.
yes, and you're in tune with it. It's being mindful of our surroundings. This is my surrounding, and how can I use it to best support me while I'm sitting here 8 hours a day during those days? And speaking about the mind, the body, our spaces house us. We work on ourselves. We seek many modalities of self-awareness, self-enhancement, whether it's coaching, therapy, eating habits, so much more out there, rightfully so. It's needed. And we have the tools to reach out to the right individuals. But sadly, I feel that there is not enough awareness on the power of having our spaces support us. We are given 1/3 of our life to rest and rejuvenate, 8 hours a day.
Yeah.
But whether we sleep 6 or 7, that's still a large portion.
Yeah.
But what is the quality of the space? We may make the time, but is it restful sleep? There's 2 blogs on my website written just on the bedroom feng shui. How to place things, so simple. I keep it simple. That was my mission when I chose classical feng shui. There's many modalities. There's one very similar in India called Vastu.
Yeah.
I grew up in that, but I chose classical feng shui because I go back to the saying that I say often: there is a remedy for almost everything. And
Yes.
what I love is that it is beautifully, I go into people's homes, whether they're 400 square foot office or a bachelor suite, all the way up to 10,000 square foot homes to 20,000 square feet corporations. To me, it
Wow.
doesn't matter. There is a
Yeah.
cure for everything, and I place it where it's disguised beautifully in their space. So in a bedroom, you will not see any cures, but they will be there unique to the situation. Is it a single person wanting to enhance love and relationship, wanting to really manifest things? Is it a couple? The remedies will be slightly different based on what are they focusing on. Simplicity, keeping it just for the bedroom. So no TV, no gym equipment, no desk. In my bedroom, I have one bed, beautiful bedding that I love, not expensive, something that I love.
Yes.
2 night tables, not necessary, but if one is to place them, make sure there's 2. There's always the yin and yang balance in feng shui we're mindful of. If somebody chooses to place a lamp on one side, then one on each side, again, shining the light equally on both sides.
Love.
And that's all I have in there. So when I take myself there in the evenings, I know my subconscious mind knows that, I mean, I myself might be exhausted and just dragging my feet and can't wait to go to sleep, but my subconscious mind knows that we've entered this through this door and we're here to rest. That's it. That's the sole purpose of it. So very important to really ground our body, enhances our well-being, enhances just the quality of our life and our manifesting process.
I love that. And so beautifully said. Yeah, everything is connected, but when you do keep things simple and balanced, that is, I mean, that's a huge theme that I didn't really think was going to pop up as much, but it makes sense. Like balance, like balancing your brain, balancing your home, balancing your energy. And for your bedroom, especially. I mean, like you said, we spend a third of our lives needing to rest and feel restored. And, if your bed is in the wrong position or it's not up against a wall and like you have too much stuff kind of like yelling at your subconscious, I know that's huge. I mean, I've always had a very active dream life. And so I was meeting with someone in the summit doing Feng Shui, and they're like, well, do you have rose quartz? And I'm like, I have rose quartz like everywhere. It's my favorite crystal. And they're like, put it under your bed in the center of your bed, and it'll help kind of discern like the dreams that are helping you versus like the nightmares that are like hurting you. And ever since I did that one little thing, I mean, I have my rose quartz crystal ball. I've had it for, I mean, 8 years. It's always in my visual field and I love it, but I put it under my bed and it's completely changed my life, even though sometimes I forget until I'm talking about it that I call her, that I put her under there.
Yeah. Well, rose quartz is a crystal that I also use in the bedroom for relationships. It's a crystal of love and relationships. It includes self-love. So in this case, you're using it for self-love.
Yeah.
One thing you're probably aware of, but maybe for your listeners, it is equally important once that crystal is calling you or you've purchased something for a certain purpose to now monthly recharge it.
Yeah.
Don't place it somewhere and forget about it. We have this beautiful, beautiful gift every month, once a month at full moon energy.
Yeah.
Place it in the windowsill, place it where it doesn't have to be outside, but where the moon can cleanse it. Then next day, bring it in, maybe let the sunshine charge it a bit more, bring it in, then place it and place it with intention. I am
Yeah.
now placing this beautiful crystal here. Thank you for serving me. I'm grateful to connect with you. Place it with beautiful intention. That's really all it takes.
Yeah.
Not because Mina said so or somebody said so. No, this is part of how I guide my clients.
Yeah.
Half of it is the tools. The universe gave them the opportunity. We connected. But now it's my duty to provide the tools, which I do with my heart, and I give anything and everything that I can think can assist them in their life journey where they
Yeah.
are at that point. But the work is with them. It's doing it with intention. This is why I provide clarity so that they can connect. The more connected they are, the more mindfully they'll place those tools. And crystals is a beautiful, beautiful gift from Mother Earth.
It would be funny for someone to have like a hidden camera watching me, like when it's full moon day and I'm like running around my house, like collecting all of my crystals and putting them outside. It's like, I'm just like so excited. I'm like, you've been so wonderful to me. Like, thank you. Like, you can, get cleansed and like feel happier and like, well,
Yes.
then you can come back.
Yeah.
And then also, I go to the beach because it's like 5 hours from where I live. So I go to the beach a couple times a year, and it's also like a fun field trip. Like I bring her with me so that I can put her in the ocean to get cleansed
Oh,
too.
beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful. Yes, such powerful cleansing when we're connecting with the water and walking barefoot and just really
Yes.
grounding ourselves with water and earth energy at the same time.
We're going to be learning a lot about earthing from one of our other speakers. So I'm
Perfect.
really
Yes.
excited because
Yes,
it's
there
so
that's
rich.
a very small component that I touch, but there's so much more to it. So I'm also curious to find out. Few years ago, it was really calling me, and I went as far as getting earthing sheets. There's such a
Yeah.
thing. I mean, when you can't ground with nature, depending on, where you live, or maybe those 5 months in the year where, we're under covered with snow in some of the
Yeah.
eastern provinces or states in this case. And yeah, our thing has, we cannot have enough of this. That let's just say that.
Yeah. And how beautiful is it that there's technology that can be extremely healing for us? I mean, the earth, as far as grounding, like they have now those mats and those sheets and things like that that you can use. And
Mhm.
then just light. I mean, there's light therapy that's like helping people heal from concussions and cancer. And like, there's just so many beautiful things about technology, but then helping people understand, like we wouldn't be talking right now if it wasn't for quartz, because quartz is in our computer and in my ring light and is helping us communicate through the internet, which also has quartz in it. And it's just a really cool thing when people start to bring things full circle. Because sometimes they're like, oh, what do you do? And like then I'm like, follow me on social media and I'm talking about all this stuff. And they're like, this is like really out there. And I'm like, it's only out there because that's your perspective. It's actually all full circle to
Mhm.
everything in your life that you are taking advantage of, right? Like internet, your phone, being able to just go out and, get food without having to like hunt for it. Like there's so many gifts that we're given every day, like hundreds of times a day.
Mhm.
And it's not about anything woo-woo. It's just the way that God made the planet and put us as divine beings in these human bodies and us just kind of having to figure out the rest.
Yes. And I truly feel, in the beginning, I felt like I needed to get the word out, like so many people can
Yeah.
benefit. But over time, I just leave it to the universe now. That's part of my morning meditation is whoever is meant to receive. So I'll share with you,
Oh,
yesterday
I
was
love
Sunday,
that.
and I took the day off and went biking with my husband, but we went out an hour away and there was an open house with a really beautiful view of the valley. And we just thought, you know what, let's go check this out. So we went. So while my husband's talking to the realtor, there was this, and it was an Asian house, coincidentally, there was this large amethyst. And with a ball inside, a clear quartz ball inside, and light shining on it. And I'm
Oh,
standing there, and at some point while they're talking, I asked the realtor's assistant, I said, is it okay if I touch this? She said, yes. So I put my hands around it. It was so powerful. It was so powerful. And I just went into deep state of meditation right away for a couple of minutes.
wow.
And the assistant is standing there. So afterwards, she said to me, what is that? And I said, it's a crystal. And then so you can imagine it was energy 101 at that
Yeah.
point. But the whole conversation between her and I for 10 minutes was about energy. She was new to this, but that afternoon, she was meant to receive that energy. Whenever it's meant to be, and then she followed my social media page last night, and she already asked a lot of questions, and now she's going to join my manifesting course. So all I'm
Yay.
sharing is that when a person is meant to be, the universe will send them our way, and then it's
Yeah.
up to us to see where they're at and how we can guide them. So technology is a beautiful, beautiful tool, and the rest I leave it up to the universe.
I love that. And when I just like saw this vision of you like actually doing that. And one of my favorite things to do, just like when I have like, maybe a minute and I'm like, what can I do in a minute that would help me just like get recentered and calm down? And I love just doing this and then just like feeling the energy in between my hands. And especially with you here, I'm like, I feel like my hands are like vibrating. And it's just so cool when you start to think of terms of holding energy and but also creating space. And I mean, that's exactly what you do as a healer. Like you're creating space, emotionally, spiritually, literally, but then helping people able to hold that space in, the most sacred way that they can and whatever their dreams and desires are that they are trying to create.
Yes, and but speaking of holding space, when I do have the consultations, whether they're in person or virtual, I keep that day for that client. I start with the morning meditation for them. I bring them in knowing what I know up from our phone call, our discovery call, and mostly their questionnaire because they fill out a 4-page questionnaire.
Yeah.
Then I go into their space virtually or in person. We communicate for 3 to 5 hours, depending on how large the space is, what their concerns are, and what I need to bring to their attention. At the end of that day, I do a closing meditation for them based on what transpired through the day, what new information did I channel in about them. And the closing meditation is beautiful, beautiful ritual for me because I do my part and then I release it to the universe and focusing in on what this client needs. So holding space one client at a time, not this hour is for this and then this for me.
I
This
love
is how
that.
my practice is
Yeah.
because imagine, I mean, we ask the universe for everything. We rely on it, we trust it, we do our part, some of us more than others at this point. But then imagine if the universe was watching. Because that's really all it is. We're just not
Right.
mindful. But if the universe was, when we're kids, if the parents are watching, we don't do certain things. But if
Right.
behind their back, it's we're as kids, right? Well,
Yeah.
it's the same thing. We call it our father or our manifesting, whatever. I don't want to get into religions or anything. It's at the end of the day, I call it the universe
Yeah.
and the higher power. But imagine if we're being accountable for every move we make, we just have to be mindful, and the quality of our life will change so much. So for me, that closing meditation for each client at the end of that day is their time, and it's my way of giving back and leaving the rest up to the higher power.
I love that. And for me, I think, being in the traditional coaching world and like, some of the people I train like charge by the hour. And I'm like, that's fine if that's what you want to do. That's not where we are. And that's definitely not where we're going. Like you said, like, when I was working with a private client this morning and it's like, this morning, did a meditation and like wanted to get some insight on what I wanted to talk to you about and like work on you with. He needs a lot of direction and like it's really, really beautiful. And then just throughout the day, it's like I keep getting more information, like you said. And I think the sacred act of ceremony, just in general, and how that is and can be meditation is so important as a provider. I mean, you're providing healing, which, like you said beautifully earlier, I'm probably going to botch it, but, creating more wisdom and creating more space for wisdom and knowledge. And I think the best way to do that is being available, not just during that actual appointment. It's about being available before and after in a way that's going to honor their highest good and then also your highest good. And I think that's why so many people are doing programs and, carving out the day for that one person, because that's really what it's meant to do, especially I'm sure you're the same way. Like I always want people to go at the pace that's best for them, but I'm also about efficiency. And if I know XYZ is the next step for us to go in our conversation or for your goal setting, like that's what we're going to do. It's not going to be, 2 hours of motivational interviewing. It's going to be like, hey, this is what I asked God to give insight for our appointment today. And like, this is direction where we're going. And I'm looking forward to getting an update from you later this week about what
Yes.
we discussed.
Yes. And that's what, they're sent to us, or they've entrusted us. That's
Yeah.
great. But it's really up to us to also guide them, make the
Yeah.
best use of their time,
Yeah.
and our time. So yesterday, like I said, I took the day off and half a day Saturday as well. So I saw a few of the messages come in, but I was being mindful. No, Mina, it's your quality time to rest and
Yeah.
recharge.
I
So
love
this
that.
morning, I had over 17 messages to reply to since the last 36 hours, which is great. I took 2 hours and I did, but it's a balance. It's a
Yeah.
balance of serving others, but also maintaining our own cup, that it doesn't, doesn't deplete or overflow with emotions or just one or two people. Because if we're not being mindful of maintaining our own energy, there might be 10 others that we could be serving while we're just being drained by one or two. So, as an entrepreneur, for me, I was not always in this industry. I was a flight attendant for over 20 years that I gave up after what we went through. And this is my calling now. But to jump into this role didn't come natural, but it all came from experience, to be mindful. I get my 8 hours of sleep. I eat
Yeah.
healthy. I meditate every morning and night. And then I ground myself as much as possible with nature. I have crystals that support me along with few others. And so that's what we can do.
Yeah.
And then we're in a better place to serve whoever we're meant to.
Exactly. And I think that's when you're working with a soulmate client is they don't expect you to respond right away because they know what it takes to be a provider that can provide the caliber of services and loving energy, which is what the service is, right? And then the other skills and tools that you have. But they know that like it takes time, like you have to go off. And that's where I'm hoping some of the takeaways from this conversation, I'm hoping people realize like, when I text like my friend something, I don't expect them to respond to it right away. I don't, get worried something bad happened to them or anything like that. It's like I know that they're living their life and they're doing the things they need to take care of themselves. Whenever
Mhm.
they reply, awesome. There's never anything that's like super urgent. It's like when you do have that belief that the universe has your back and everything is happening for you, not to you, it just spreads. And especially in the day and age of communication where people just are very like dopamine hit constantly of like, replying and seeing notifications and all that stuff. And I think just shutting down from that as often as possible is so important. And like you said, like as an entrepreneur, I mean, it's really a non-negotiable as a healer.
It's quality over quantity, that's for sure.
Exactly. Yes. Very well said.
Mhm.
Love that. Well, I would love to hear about your free gift.
Yes, speaking of crystals, it's an ebook that we created. I have two actually. If the your participants are interested in the other one too, but the recent one was much necessary and so many people asking over time. It's about crystals. There are many crystals out there. I use 8 in my feng shui practice. As you know, 8 is our number. So I use 8 and 1 in each area. If somebody is needing more grounding, which is the crystal, if somebody needs to support their career and enhance it, citrine. If somebody is needing manifesting, which crystal is that? Which crystal is to enhance the love sector? Which crystal is for meditation? There's 8. And whichever one it's necessary or is calling them, or which area in their life, it's all in the ebook. And there is also how to cleanse them, how to care for them, where to place them. It is all filled with this information. It is my way of giving back, and it is on our website. They can sign up for it and they'll receive it instantly in their inbox.
That is so amazing, generous. I can't wait to get it. So I'm excited to download that. And y'all can claim that by clicking the button below. So excited. So amazing. Just performing miracles. I was going to say minerals, but performing miracles and just giving back and just spreading your beautiful essence to these
Yeah,
people.
giving back, Fallon, is so important.
Yeah,
So important. If we just really believe that every time we give something, we get it back tenfold in its own magical way, how beautiful would this world be? But
100%.
really, that's how I'm living the last few years, because I turn around and I'll share something small with you. So September 25th on a Sunday is my manifesting with the Feng Shui Vision Board program.
Yeah.
I just yesterday launched it on my social media. Your followers can see that. But
Cool.
I'm pretty close to selling out already, just through
Wow.
word of mouth. I don't know how it evolved. I contacted a few of my clients who were waiting for me to start and not wait until February again, the Feng Shui New Year. So I said, okay, I'll do it for you guys. But then the word spread. And right now I have close to 40 people signed up.
Oh
And it is just like universe, like maybe just give me time to breathe here. But how
my
beautiful is that to be in that place? And
That
how
is
does that evolve? It
incredible.
doesn't evolve conditionally. It's not like, well, you know what, if I do this one thing, let me see what. No,
Right.
we have to do it from our heart. We have to give it time. The universe delivers beautifully. So speaking of giving back, my social media, my Instagram and Facebook business page, both under Momentum Feng Shui, I give free tips 5 times a week on there, along with
Oh
many
my gosh.
stories on crystals, energy clearing, how to maintain the energy, feng shui tips on there, and much more. Every day it's my way of giving back, because for every one person that's asking, there's many others that are wondering.
Yeah.
And this is my way of getting the information out there the best I can. So if any of your listeners are curious about any of these modalities, it's all on Momentum Feng Shui, and I love it. My assistant is amazing, and together we get the information out there the best we can.
I am so grateful and definitely excited to see. And yeah, let us know. Like, send a DM, like send an email, like these amazing gifts that the speakers are giving out. Like when you have a miracle happen, like let us know. Like we want to hear about it.
Yes. It's again, it's encouragement. It's not to
Yeah.
talk about Mina, it's encouragement. If I can do it, anybody can do it. Just do it with your heart and give it the time and do your part. That's as simple as that.
Yeah. I love that. And I'm so grateful for your time. And I mean, we basically just met and you just immediately jumped into this just with your full heart and just so grateful and grateful for your gift. And yeah, just so amazing.
Yeah, when it's meant to be, Fallon, we were meant to meet, and it's a beginning of a beautiful relationship, spreading the word on energy.
100%. Well, thank you so much. And just so many amazing nuggets that I'm going to highlight in the link below. And I hope that you have a magical week.
Thank you. Thank you. I wish you the same, and looking forward to chatting again soon.
Yes, absolutely. And I will see everybody else in the next conversation.
Bye, honey.
Bye.